The Caterpillar 740B EJ is an articulated truck with an ejector body rather than a tipping body. It weighs 37 tonnes and can carry a payload of 38 tonnes. The model comes in a Caterpillar branded box which has a number of windows so you can see the model inside, and that does at least let you know there's something to get out after you've struggled with the packaging. And struggle is the right word because the plastic formers used can be very difficult to actually prise out of the box. However, on the plus side, the packaging does hold the model securely, so it's not often that you get shipping damage to Norscot models. When you do get it out of the box, the model is still securely attached to the base, and when you turn it over you can see it's held in place by ties which are often wound super tight by people who obviously have bionic wrists. You could of course cut the ties, but then of course you won't be able to annoy somebody else if you ever repackage it and sell it on. Underneath, the main chassis structure is modelled well, and there are drive shafts to the rear axles, and the rubber tyres have a deep tread pattern. It's also good that the rubber tyres are not too shiny and the wheel hubs are detailed. At the front the lights are painted on and the grills are okay, and there's also a cat's logo. Some aspects of the detailing are quite simple, such as here on the front side, but things are more interesting up around the cab, and the interior has some detail. There is quite a bit of plastic on the model, the handrails are very soft, and most of the cab is also made of plastic. However, the colour match of the plastic parts is very good, so it doesn't really show. Behind the cab there are detailed access steps, a couple of large containment hoses for the hydraulics, and the chassis has some detailing. At the rear the suspension springs are visible, and it would have been better if the lights had been painted at least. The 4-stage ejector cylinder has plastic elements, and they're oversized and don't look great. But the rest of the ejector mechanism is quite good, with some decent detailing and graphics on the ends. Moving out onto the test track, and the 740B has a low rolling resistance. Each of the axles spins well, with the wheel pairs being linked together on common axles, and at the rear there's a good working suspension mechanism. The steering is controlled by a couple of cylinders at the pivot point, and they're nice and stiff and not too floppy. A realistic angle can be set, and the model holds that position when you push it. The other plane of articulation is between the body and the cab, and that's really very good with a full range of movement. The unusual feature of this machine is the ejector mechanism for pushing out material. You can lower the tailgate and then push the ejector forward, although it can be a little bit sticky sometimes. And you might need to adjust the plastic cylinders to get a realistic pose. The advantage of the ejector mechanism is that the truck can unload while it's on the move, so cutting cycle times, and it can also work in low headroom. So now we'll run a test by ejecting a real load. The scale size of the rocks used here are larger than the real machines designed for, but in the CranesEtcTV size world the ejector mechanism gets the benefit of a giant helping hand. The good news is that the test result is a pass, with all of the rocks being ejected from the body. This is a nice enough model from Norscot, and it certainly seems strong and robust. It's not the most highly detailed model around, and the only weak point is the ejector cylinders. But overall it looks and performs well enough, so if you like Caterpillar models, it's recommended.